You ready for an NFL episode?
I love it when we have an NFL episode.
How about Bucky Kilroy?
Too killy.
Okay, no. Ed Too Tall Jones?
Too tall.
Fuzzy Thurston?
Too fuzzy.
None of those work. How about Alex Karras?
Santa Maria.
Holy shit, it's Mungo! Let's not do Mungo. That's too scary. Jim Marshall?
Okay, yeah.
All right, yeah. Go Vikings.
I love the Muppets.
James Lawrence Marshall.
Ooh.
Born December 30th, 1937 in Kentucky.
Okay.
Grew up in Ohio. He went to high school in Columbus, Ohio. And he went to college in Columbus, Ohio as well.
Go Bearcats.
Buckeyes.
I was close.
They're the Nuts.
Nuts.
He went to the Ohio State University.
The.
You could just say the, and then people from Ohio State would be like, "Yeah, we know."
Wow,
yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah, they've kind of trademarked that as
The.
their little thing.
Wow,
because they're the University of Ohio. But
all right,
other places have also co-opted that. But in Ohio State, 1957 year, the 1958 Rose Bowl, they win. They beat the Oregon Webfoots in the Rose Bowl, and they're the national champions.
Is that a mutant?
Yeah, I guess before they were called the Ducks, they were called the Webfoots.
Oh, okay.
So, apparently in 1958, they were called the Webfoots.
So you've heard it here first, folks. The word duck wasn't invented until 1959, apparently.
Apparently.
All right, continue.
And then the next year, he had another solid year at Ohio State. His junior year, he was first-team All-American.
Okay.
And then in 1959, I've got two choices for you.
Ooh.
You get to choose which one of these paths Jim Marshall went down.
Oh, I love Choose Your Own Adventure.
All right, so 1959. Did he play his senior year at Ohio State, defeat Michigan, go back to the Rose Bowl, but they lost in the Rose Bowl? Or did he go to Canada, play for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and had a teammate named Ferd Burkett?
I'm going to have to go with A.
The Ohio State one?
He won the Rose, or lost the Rose Bowl.
Well, Ferdinand John Burkett IV would be disappointed in your guess.
I was wrong.
San Antonio born Ferd Burkett.
Ferd.
Short for Ferdinand.
Ferdinand.
So he had 14 receiving touchdowns and 3 rushing touchdowns in his career.
Okay.
And he was also a pretty good punter. 43-yard average punter.
A what?
In the CFL, punter.
Okay.
Yeah. So Ferd Burkett.
So
1959, instead of playing senior year at the
Ohio State,
Saskatchewan.
Oh,
So that was a funny little.
In Canada.
Yeah. So played for the Rough Riders.
Really, like the motorcycle club or the 4-wheeler club that has the DMX.
Oh yeah. They're called the Rough Riders too, right? I always think of Theodore Roosevelt though. I'm a nerd.
Oh man, that's a good one.
But so yeah, after 59 with the Rough Riders, he declares for the 1960 NFL Draft, and he is picked in the 4th round, pick number 44. Lucky fours.
Who do you think? Who was picked first in that year's draft? Do you know?
Bam, bop, bada bop, boom,
Yes,
pow.
Billy Cannon. And
43 picks later.
Yep.
We get
Jim Marshall picked by the Cleveland Browns.
Hey, all right. We touch on them every once in a while. We haven't done a story on them.
No, we've
But they
had
keep popping up.
a lion that
Old
they've
school
played
football.
against a lot. Yeah. The 50s. If you talk about the 50s and the 60s, you're talking about the Browns.
You're talking
They're
about
going to get mentioned.
the Browns.
Yeah. He plays 12 games that season, and he starts the last 7. So he begins a long run of starting games. That
Okay.
first year in 1960 with the Browns, starts 7 games, has 2.5 sacks. They finished second place. The Eagles win the championship that year. Nondescript season, basically, but after
should
that
be.
season, he was traded.
Ooh, he only had one season with the
He
Browns.
Played with the Browns just for that one season. Yep. Traded
This
in
guy's dick wet.
traded him and 5 other players were traded to Minnesota in return for 2 draft picks in the 1962 draft.
Damn. So a whole year later,
Yeah, so in the 1962 draft, I looked it up.
who'd they get?
Okay, so in the 7th round, they picked NBA Hall of Famer John Havlicek.
Wait, NBA?
Yeah, he was the 95th pick in that draft.
We'll be right back. Click, click, click. After these words from our great sponsors. Oh, they're all right.
For all your long-haul trucking needs, look no further than Juckin' Truckin'. Fucking Juckin' Truckin' will ship your pants from New Hampshire to California and most places in between. Trucks. Service is currently unavailable in the greater tri-state area. You know which one, Charlene. Juckin's Truckin'. Get hauling today.
All right. So then they were like, "Well, what did you do with it?" And I'm like, I don't.
Okay, so 1961, we're with the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
They were an expansion team in 1960, so 61, they only go 3-11. They're last place.
Damn.
They struggle for several years. 62, they were 2-11, 5-8, and 63.
Okay.
64, they kind of have a little bit of a breakthrough. They're 8-5-1, finished
Hey.
third place. So that was kind of like their little glimpse with
Of
like
glory.
greatness. Yeah.
This
and
is
then-
how it could be.
That same year, he has this highlight that is kind of it's kind of a Buckner ground ball through the leg situation.
Oh no.
It's one of those things that
a bad light.
they show a lot, and it kind of defined like who the guy was, but
Oof.
it was so insignificant. So okay, so the situation is a game against San
Murder.
Francisco. They're up 27-17, fourth quarter.
Okay.
He recovers a fumble, so that ices the game. Game is over. He returns it for what he thinks is a touchdown, but he runs the wrong direction. So he runs off 66 yards. But instead of just dropping the ball and them falling on it and get 7 points touchdown, he just chucks the ball out of the into the stands. So they're just down 27-19. No big deal. San Francisco kicks a field goal. They lose by 5 of it ultimately. So I mean, Minnesota still won the game, you know.
But damn.
But yeah, this highlight where he runs 66 yards the wrong way.
You know, that is a fear of mine.
Yeah, that you just get, because in the heat of the battle, he just saw green grass. He had the ball in his hands. He's like, touchdown, that way.
Gotta go.
But fortunately, as he crossed the end zone, he just flings the ball as hard as he can, and it goes into the stands.
Nice.
Someone at that game probably
Oh,
has
man.
the souvenir. So that was in 64.
Okay.
That was just his 4th year starting.
It's a great
but-
Camaro, by the way.
All 14 years. Nice. He's played 14 games every season, and spoiler alert, he does that his entire career.
Boom.
He never misses a start.
Damn.
He like literally never does. He doesn't miss a start. He doesn't miss a practice.
He's still playing to this
yeah,
day.
he's Mr. Consistency.
Damn. That's a
Born
good
in 37, and he actually is still alive to this day.
shit.
Yeah, he's 86 at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
incredible.
so 65, 66, 67, more struggle. 66 and 67, they're last place both years. 67, funny side note, 3-8-3 was their record. They had tied 3 times.
3 times?
Yeah, they tied to the Bears, the Lions, and the Colts. So they
Damn.
tied to some pretty good teams, you know.
I think that what year was that?
So that was 67.
Okay, conspiracy. It's around that time that
My dick fell off!
and so I think it was set up among the coaches of those 3 teams. We're gonna
Say hello to my little friend!
you do that discovery.
Are you one of the millions of men that suffer from the dreaded gato phobia, a fear of cats attacking you in your everyday life. Introducing the latest in man-tech, Cat Tracker 4000. Always know if a feline foe is within 12 meters of wherever you are. Tat Catcher 40,000. No longer shall we act like pussies. Be a man and use Hatcatter 400,000. Even newer, Bird Tracker 9000. Freedom isn't an eagle. It's knowing there isn't an eagle behind you.
And 68, they go from worst to first.
Woo!
They finish with an
Here?
8-6 record, but they ultimately lose to the runner-ups, the Baltimore Colts.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, so
The who?
Yeah, the Johnny Unitas and the Baltimore Colts beat them
Unitas.
24-14, but then they went and got beat by Joe Namath.
Ooh.
Broadway Joe.
With his fur coat on.
The next year, they improve even more. They go 12-2, first
Ooh.
place again.
Okay.
Storm right through the playoffs, beat the Rams, beat the Browns, go to the Super Bowl.
Boom.
There we
Get that
go.
ring.
Super Bowl 4 against Lynn Dawson and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
23-7, they lose.
They're
they-
the best at losing at the top.
So 68 and 67 are Jim Marshall's 2 Pro Bowl seasons of his career. And
Okay.
sorry, that was 68 and 69. And in 69, he's a second team all team, all pro. So he's like one of the best players in the league on
Oh.
defensive line in 69.
Damn.
And they're the runner-up. That's their first time as runner-up of the Super Bowl. The 1970 Super Bowl was their first sniff at glory, runner-up. But the 1970s for the Vikings are like the 1990s for the Bills, if you know what I mean.
Ooh, I know exactly what you mean.
From 68 to 78, they will finish first place 10 times in those 11 years.
Goodness.
They-
We're going to call that the Charmaine.
Yeah, they made the
10,
playoffs
10 times in a row?
10 out of 11. They didn't make the playoffs in 1972.
Ooh, what happened?
Miami Dolphins went undefeated.
Well, you know why. Lace is out, Dan.
Oh, the curse of Dan Marino strikes early.
It was a precursor.
Ooh, precursor. So in the 70 and the 71 playoffs, they're bounced by San Francisco and Dallas, respectively, and then they finished third place in their division in 72. But then 73 and 74, they go to the Super Bowl both of those years.
Who they play? Or-
They played Miami in 73,
Ooh,
and they
who had
played
just won.
Pittsburgh in 74.
Okay.
So from the Jake Scott episode, you know exactly what happened in 1973 with Miami, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they won. Miami won 24-7.
So they won back-to-back years.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did their
we've
undefeated season,
discussed
and
this.
then they won the year after that. They lost the year before the undefeated
Oh.
to the someone else. I don't know. To
The Baltimore Bunny Rapers.
the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, I've
same
heard
thing.
of them. Same thing.
So yeah, runner up in 73, 74. Miami, Pittsburgh win. Pittsburgh wins again in 75. Our
Okay.
Minnesota Vikings are bounced from the playoffs by the Dallas Cowboys. That's who loses to Pittsburgh.
Who was on the Cowboys at that time? Wait, we're at 70,
75. Yeah, Roger Staubach.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
okay.
Yeah, it's the 70s.
Man,
But
oh,
really-
those games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
76.
Ooh.
They go to the Super Bowl their third out of 4 years.
Okay.
Lose to Oakland 34-14.
Oakland Raiders?
The Raiders.
Okay, they're Raiders.
And they beat the Washington Redskins and Los Angeles Rams on the way
Oh,
to
okay.
that Super Bowl.
Damn. So they just attacked the whole West Coast.
Yeah, so I mean that was from the 70 Super Bowl to the 77 Super Bowl. They went to 4.
Okay,
in
4
that-
out of
in
7.
that run. Yeah. So that was the
4 out of
similarity
8.
to the Buffalo Bills, but the Bills did all 4 back to back. You know,
Yeah.
we're gonna find a Bill player that stayed with them all 4 years.
Damn.
Not an obvious one like Bruce Smith or like one of the superstars, but
Or Bruce Lee.
I'll try to find someone that played for the Bills at some point. That'll be one of our episodes in the future. You know.
All right. You could throw a rock and hit somebody that played for the Bills.
Yeah. So the Vikings, they finished first 2 more years. 77, they finished 9-5. 78, they were 8-7-1. First place both those years.
Yeah.
Lost to Dallas and then Los Angeles in the playoffs. And then 79 finished third place. And that's when Jim Marshall decides to retire as a Minnesota Viking.
Hang it up.
270
$1 million.
consecutive starts.
To say that again?
270 consecutive starts. He
Man.
started from middle of the season, first year with Cleveland, all the way to 1979. From 1960, middle of the season, to the 1979 end of the season.
That should be a form of measurement.
Yeah.
For us. So, how long did they do that? Well, it was half of a Jim Marshall.
Yeah. Did you play 20 years and then play every freaking second of those 20 years?
Yeah. Are you that good?
Yeah. Then you're awesome.
It's a metric. He's become a metric of measurement.
But Jim Marshall is not in the Hall of Fame.
Bum bum bum.
2024.
That's what it is right now.
A very, very solid possibility
He could be.
that this summer he's going to be elected.
Well-
It should happen.
Who elects? Like,
So
we,
it's like there's a
do we
senior
call
committee
in
vote.
American Idol style?
I think the writers still do it, but there's like a separate thing for old retired players that missed their first opportunity.
Yep.
But it's like, I think it's called the senior committee or something.
The Big Titty Senior Committee.
Yeah. So they go, Lady Titty, Jim Marshall, you're in. You know?
Hey.
So that should be a story that breaks in a few months. You know.
Oh, we will.
You know. So in another side note to that is you can do it while he's still alive. You know.
Yeah, I hope so.
Why not? You know?
Yeah, do it.
He deserves
So
to be in the Hall of Fame.
So he can get the recognition.
Yeah, the posthumous ones
You
are
don't
just
get that when you're dead.
there's so much wind out of it. I mean, it's still emotional and it's still a solid moment for the families, but the man doesn't get to be there to experience
He
that.
put in the
you know?
work.
Yeah, so hopefully this
Fuck the
summer,
family.
this fall, Jim Marshall starts it in Canton.
All right.
Is my hope.
Well, if it happens, we're gonna make it an entire commercial for the whatever episode we're doing at that time.
Yeah.
And we'll let the world know that he got in.
Yeah, started the campaign.
Yeah.
Back in a few months ago. Yeah.
Just scan the QR code at the bottom of your screen now, and today you can make it happen. What? Oh, wait. We don't have a QR.
That QR code goes to my OnlyFans.
Oh no. Oh.
Loveable loses.